There is one point that real students and those who wish attainment should know unmistakably, and that is concerning desire. No one can ever attain mastery over human creation and the ascension by an attitude of desirelessness, because without desire for attainment would not be possible. Remember forever that all constructive desire is God in action in you, for if desire were not within the God principle, manifestation would never have taken place. Until the Godhead desired manifestation, it could not come forth. The activity of desire is the forward-moving or expanding motion of life itself and can never be dispensed with. Life is perpetual motion, and the sustaining of that activity is all constructive desire. However, be careful that you discriminate between desire and human appetite, for they are as far apart as light and darkness. Appetite is but an accumulation of energy, qualified by human feeling, through the formation of habit in the sense organism only, and has nothing whatsoever to do with desire within God's life. For all that abides within life is pure, perfect, and constructive. Constructive desire is eternally existent within life. It is impossible to progress or express life without some form of desire. It is the student's duty to be alert and on guard, discriminating always as to his motive for doing anything. And here he needs to be severely honest with himself, to watch his feeling in the motive. For many times the outer activity of the mind tries to make one think he is doing a thing from the standpoint of reason, when all the time he is doing it to satisfy a feeling instead. As yet, the majority of the race are but creatures of feeling, for it controls them 90% more of the time than does the wisdom of the mind. That is why they are principally creatures of physical appetites, instead of God-directed masters of circumstance and dominion. Until the student takes his feeling body in hand and definitely controls it by the love, wisdom, and power of his mighty I Am Presence, he cannot and never will be dependable, nor can he make permanent progress to freedom. The mighty I Am Presence stores its force in the emotional body or feeling body, and depends on this energy to accomplish the fulfillment of the perfect divine plan of life. Everyone knows the difference between a constructive and destructive idea, and the difference between the feeling of love, peace, and calm, and that of discord. So the simplest mind, even a child, innately knows the difference between the divine way of life, a God desire, and the human appetite for self-gratification. We are commanded to choose the divine way of life, and if we do not compel the sense appetites to obey that command, then we must suffer, experiencing chaos and destruction until we set our own world in order, so that it blends with the great, orderly, harmonious movement of the whole. When one wishes to give way to his own feeling of resistance, rather than still that feeling and replace it by peace, he destroys himself, mind, body, and world, because the law is that whatever discordant thought and feeling is sent forth by a human being, it must first vibrate through the brain and body of the sender before it can reach into the rest of the universe. After swinging out, it begins a return journey to its creator. While coming back, it gathers more of its kind, and that becomes the accretion of which the individual's world is composed. This is the law, and it is immutable. When the great life energy within the physical body is used constructively, the result is the greatest possible joy, happiness, and accomplishment, not only to ourselves, but to every person, place, condition, and thing we control. Then the mighty I Am Presence, through the vehicle of the personal self, manifests divine love in action. And the firmer and more concentrated the attention, the more powerful the action, and the more marvelous the results.